What I have here is a 6D, and it has some issue with the screen, and obviously the screen needs replacement. So I don't know if you can see it, but there's something here, some artifacts on the screen. It's quite hard to see it. Let me see if I can take a picture. If you take a picture, it comes. I don't know if you can see with this light, because the light it's quite powerful. So always it comes here in this. Let me see if I can. You can barely see it because of the intensity of the light and that I have for my setup here, but it has some artifacts. It's some damage, and in that case, there's nothing you can do rather than replacing the screen. So I'm gonna show you how to do it, and also there is a full teardown of this camera. As I was saying, Canon 6D. It's a full teardown. If you go up here, you're gonna see the entire teardown on how this camera is disassembled. You can disassemble it. Yeah, let's take this out. I have the replacement screen. It's a new screen, and yeah, we're gonna take that off and replace it. So as first step, you need to take the rubbers off. Not all rubbers, few rubbers. This one back here and this other one here. I could leave it like that, but I don't like it, because then it's on my way. Right, so it's a bit of dust there. I'm gonna just clean it. Okay, so as always, the steps are all the same. You need to take the side off in order to be able to do the next step. It's a little bit of dust here as well. I'm going to clean it. I'm trying to keep it as clean as much as possible. Right, so this is the first step. Next, obviously you're gonna need to take off the battery. Once you're about, each and every time you're about to open up a camera, you need to take off the battery. Otherwise it's a high risk to create damage. But this model doesn't have internal flash, so you don't need to discharge the flash. On most of my videos I mentioned that, but very few happened that I didn't mention. So a few of the users, they told me that they didn't know, or they didn't realize there is a capacitor. So each and every time you're about to open up a camera that has built-in flash, you must discharge the capacitor in order to be able to work, to do a repair on the camera. Otherwise you risk to create a short to the electronics, and then that obviously there's a high risk to damage. You might get a shock, obviously. It's a shock, so it's not dangerous, let's say, but you can get a shock, and in the same time you can damage the camera. So I try all the time to mention those things, but I think one of all my videos I didn't mention it. Anyways, so carry on with taking off the back. This is an easy process, I would say, for me, because I deal with things way more complex than this. But obviously, for some of you that you never open a camera, or you never, even if maybe your background it's in electronic, but you never open a camera, it's worth to follow all the steps rigorously in order to not create any damage to the camera. So I always recommend to keep track of the screws. The screws are not the same. They're all screws. Each screw has, most of the screws are different, unfortunately. But there's another hidden screw here. So I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to replace it because I have. Alright, so let's see if I can reach directly the screw. Alright. So this is not coming by Canon. This is made by some repair shops, in order to not let usually when the camera is in warranty, they have some repair shop, they put seals. They leave seals in the camera to be sure no one touches them. So there is another screw here. So we took these screws. There are two screws here on the bottom, 2 screws, and another one here, and there's another one here. By the way, again, go and watch the other complete tear down of the video where I'm showing you, I show everything step by step on how to tear down your camera. All right, and reach all type of points. So at this point, this goes like this, forward. Just disconnect this. Always we use plastic tools for this type of work. And next we're gonna put this aside, and we're gonna focus on this. Right, so this is the driver. This is the screen. This is the driver. We're gonna need to disconnect a few points here. This is the LCD screen, then the driver, and other points as well. So carefully, I'm gonna disconnect the other. This tape here is just to hold in place. In this case, the flat cable and the other cable. So this is the purpose of this tape. I have an upset tummy. I hope the microphone doesn't catch it. I don't know. It's a strange day. Alright, this comes off. Like so. And now we can take it off and put back the put down the screen. I mean, I wanted to say to take off the screen. So I will take this off because I need it in order to put on the new screen. So the best way to take this off is by, from this side, insert this plastic tool and just push forward like so. and this comes off. It should come off easily, but apparently there's a tape underneath somewhere. No, there's no tape, just needed a little bit more movement. So this is our driver. I'm just gonna put it aside. Screws. 3 screws that hold the screen. 1, 2, another one here. Sorry, I was off the view of the camera. And again, if you want, you can go and watch the other video where I'm showing all the steps were more in depth. All right, so doesn't look anything doesn't seem to have anything like a visually the screen. It's okay, but still there's that problem that comes on, and that's why we need to replace it. So let me put Alright, so you need to make sure there is no dust. No dust at all. Just mention that. Alright. So I don't want to put this screen directly in there, so the best is not to touch this, and don't leave it too much when you're about to replace it. Don't give too much time to collect dust in there. First of all, don't touch it. If you have a blower, just blow a little bit of air, make sure there's nothing in there, and then replacing. This has a protection. This is not the original. This is the original, but it's from the manufacturer doesn't come like that. I put the protection. So then the best to, once you place the LCD screen, is to watch and see if there is any kind of dust. Make sure you didn't trapped any kind of dust inside. So in this case, it looks good. There's a little bit of dust on the surface here and doesn't go away because this is plastic, and when you agitate the plastic, it collects dust, like in this case when I create this friction on top of it. So it's charged itself positively, and that collects the dust. But internally it looks okay. Let me see if I can show you. I'm trying to show you. There is no dust inside. As you can see, there is no dust trapped inside. So at this point I can screw it back. Put back the 3 screws. Put back the original driver, screen driver. This is back in place. Now connect the flats. One, it's easy to put it. The other one, it's a bit hard because it doesn't have a locking system. It has just by pushing, using pressure. So in order to make sure I'm not gonna create any damage, I'll put a little bit of oil. It's not an oil. It's this product here. It's a contact cleaner, but has a little bit of oil that then it will dry. So applying this oil, this contact cleaner, it will facilitate for me to put it back inside the connector. It will go way easier than without. Otherwise, I need to put more force, and I risk in that case there's a little bit of risk of damaging. So as you can see, this goes very smoothly goes inside without making too much pressure. So this goes because this has his own lock. Just push this down, and now it's locked in place, and I can put the tape. So I have a new tape, but since here it's not that important. It's just to hold it in place. I can still use this tape. So it depends in what occasions do you need to replace it or not. In this case, there's no need to replace it. So this is done. Basically, I'm just gonna put everything back. Before I close it, I'm gonna connect it. Let's not forget this point, because this is important. Otherwise, it will not. The screen will not work. So next, I want to make sure the screen is working properly. Everything is connected as it's supposed to be. Sometimes it's hard to connect. Okay. It's a little bit dirty, but I will clean it at the end. And we're gonna need to put the battery on. The camera is turning on. I don't see that problem anymore. Let's see if we can zoom it in. All right, let me give it a clean. So I can show you there is no artifact anymore. It's quite hard to see it because the light here is quite intense, but as you can see, if I can keep it, I'm gonna try to keep it hold for a few seconds, and maybe in editing I can show you a little bit better what how the screen was before and after. So everything looks fine. Let me see if I put info. I'm gonna take a picture just to be sure. It's dark because there's no exposure. If I do this, we're gonna have a little bit, yeah, plenty of exposure. But now the artifact, that damaged pixels are not coming on anymore. So this is done. Just gonna put the screws back, and we are good with this this repair. Try to remember the screws all the time. If you watch my other videos, on some of them I show you how to keep track of the screws. Probably I will put some time at some point. I'm gonna make a specific video for that, but at the moment, yeah, it's good for you to browse the other videos I have, and where I'm showing you how to take those off. Later on I'm gonna clean this. I'm not gonna show on the camera because there's no point to show you, but I'm gonna clean it and I will replace the seal. Just carrying on with the other steps, and we are good to go. Do a double check, make sure you put all the screws back and you didn't lost or put any screw in wrong place. Now it's time for the rubbers. Usually I like to take this off, but since it's not an invasive repair, I decided to leave them on. But I don't like to have anything hanging on the camera. So these rubbers, you put them back without the double tape that they have. It's quite strong, so it's enough to put them back. You don't need to put anything on top of them. It's best to just hold it in place for a few seconds in some points to just get glued, let's say, get attached back to its place. All right. And this is how to replace the LCD screen on the D6. Thanks for watching, and if you find this useful, please consider to subscribe, put a thumbs up, share with anyone else that could be interested in this type of videos, and see you in the next one.